The history of the world is told through the lens of leaders. We applaud the great ones, and we admonish and scorn the poor ones. At the center of every story is a leader. So I want to talk a little bit about where this comes from for me. So I work in sales, and that means that I talk to leaders of businesses every day. And I ask them questions like, how can you identify and spur cultural change in an organization? And when you look at your roadmap moving forward, what's going to stop your team from achieving their goals and actualizing all the success that's there for you? Now, asking them these questions and hearing their answers has given me a perspective on what business leaders care about and how that information influences the ways in which they choose to lead. So today I'll be discussing how the combination of transparency, accountability, love, empathy, and curiosity combine to create world-class and effective leaders. Now, as I move through this, I want to ask you all to reflect on the leaders in your life, whether that's a boss, a parent, or an elected official. How do they grade against this criteria? How can you push the leaders in your life to be better and to create more change within your life? So to begin, let's talk about accountability. So accountability is all about understanding your own place as a leader. It's understanding that when it matters most, you own the decisions and the outcomes. So this goes two ways, right? It goes when things are really good. How can you hold people accountable to success? How do you assign to people praise and recognition? But it's also about when things don't go well, right? So how do you hold people accountable, both yourself and others, when things go poorly? How do you react and change in real time? And how do you begin to have dialogues with folks who don't react to the culture you're trying to set, right? Because everyone's trying to drive cultures of change, of success, and expectations of excellence. So how do you as a leader begin to create that change? And this goes into curiosity, right? So effective leaders are always curious. They rethink the problems that they face every day. They avoid either-or fallacies and strongman arguments and try and find real solutions to problems. They ask the right questions to the right people at the right time to continue to have an open mind and redefine how they view the world. These leaders will constantly be seeking to change the norm. They improve and create a standard and a foundation for change and excellence wherever they go. And this leads in to transparency, which is all about keeping people in the loop, right? So a leader will understand the stakeholders in any organization. So whether that's an elected official, how does legislation you're trying to push, how does that impact people? Whether you're a business leader, understanding how your customers or your employees are going to be affected by the things and the choices that you make. They avoid anger and apathy by having real conversations with people who are going to understand what's going on. And this leads us into love. Leaders who love what they do. They identify with their purpose, with their people, and with the team themselves. They understand that what they're trying to do is so important. It's not just about earning money. It's not just about doing something for the sake of doing it. What they're doing matters. And there's a reason why they do this every single day. And there's a reason why people are attracted to them. They're magnetic. They're charismatic. They identify with their team because they understand that as a team, you are better. Success together is better than success alone, and working together creates strong bonds together. And they identify with the individuals on their team because they understand that their purpose is bigger than themselves. They're a group, they're a team, and these people on this team care about this just as much as they do. It creates a strong sense of oneness, of togetherness, and strong bonds and camaraderie. And leaders who do this also have a very strong sense of empathy. They understand how to have real discussions with people about the things that they care about the most. They understand how to have discussions with people so they feel heard, so they understand what's going on. They listen to people. They understand the problems they're facing, and they find real solutions to problems. So, to wrap this up, effective leaders are empathetic, curious, transparent, accountable, and have a love for the things in their life. Now, at the beginning of this, I asked all of you to reflect on the leaders in your life. After hearing this, how do they grade? If you have leaders in your life who are very successful, how do you begin to push them and challenge them to be better? When the leaders in your life fail you, how do you have a dialogue with them to begin to push and challenge them to do more than they're doing, to enact change and to serve your organizations? But more than that, how do you grade? What do you do? How do the leaders in your life grade you? And how do the people you lead think about you? What can you do yesterday, or what can you do today, that's better than you were yesterday? And what can you do tomorrow to make you a better leader than you were today? Because at its core, in 50 years, who's talking about you? What are they saying? Because for you to accomplish anything with anyone, someone has to do it at the head and lead. Thank you.